Hello guys, in this video I will be testing three most popular size of the language models. I may also use 70 billion, but it runs very slow on my system, so I don't think this is for one GPU systems at all. So I will be testing 3 billion parameters, 8 billion parameters and 14 billion parameters from Microsoft V4, and two of them, two previous were Llama. Just to show you how much space, how much RAM, disk space and VRAM they use. So you can see here that 8 billion parameters is about 5 gigabytes, but they may be 7 and even 8 gigabytes, it's fine. 3 billion parameters are also matching the figure 3, so it's 3 gigabytes. V4 is 27 gigabytes. And let's start from the small one, from the 3B, and I will be using default values. So default values are, we will see now, I think it's 4000 tokens of prompt length. So it is the size of the prompt you can enter with the text and during the dialogue. So anything that is above this size will be forgotten. Yeah, it's 4000 tokens. Yeah, it's fine, 4000 tokens. Unless you want to analyze something like Spanish history or any country history, you may this may be just fine for you. So 3B, let's ask him philosophical question. What is the purpose of life in general? And we will ask it every next language model. You see, it's pretty fast. It's almost 100 tokens per second, and the total answer is 427 tokens. It's really fast. It's 3B. So also it uses just about 2 gigabytes of RAM and about 5 gigabytes of VRAM. That's fine. We can change the number of tokens to, like, I don't know, like 50 to, okay, let's 131,000. We'll try to do it. Let's see. You see, it's too much for my VRAM, so it uses also shared GPU memory, and it uses like 4 gigabytes now. So it's 21 from VRAM and about 4 from shared memory. So it's about 25 gigabytes. So if I would have 5090, this could fit in my VRAM totally. And we see that RAM is used like 6 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, let's maybe try to ask it something more complex. Like I said, I'm using an article from Wikipedia about Spanish history. So let's try. As you saw, it is about 25 tokens, 25,000 tokens. And I won't make it with other language models because it would be too long. So let's see if it will like digest it and make more concise version of Spanish history. Okay, this is it. And I think it is a success for a 3B model. Next, I will try another model, 7B. I will eject clear all. By the way, it's LM Studio, as you have noticed. I will give you a link for it. It is pretty handy in using LLMs or just LMs. You can download anything you want, just discover it. Llama, DeepSeek, something you like, you want. I'd say DeepSeek 0. It's 700 billion parameters, and you can see I won't be able to handle it in with my computer. Okay, 8B. Okay, I've loaded it already, and no, yes, it uses something. So you see, as it uses just standard context length, it is pretty good. So it uses maximum of 4 gigabytes of RAM, and let's see, yeah, about 6 gigabytes of VRAM. So let's ask it this. It's very fast, and I'd say it's just a bit slower than 3B, and it's much bigger. So I told you that I won't use the test with the history, but I will try. Make it concise. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty fast. That's good. Well, you see the difference. 3B made it larger, and I don't know why, but this is very fast. Let's just see, it's pretty big history, and keep dates, make it concise. It just ignores me. Okay, not the best option, but it uses it can't use the whole text. Sorry guys, because I haven't increased the context length. Let's increase it. And it is still fitting in my VRAM. So it uses like 14 gigabytes of VRAM and still 4 gigabytes of the RAM. It's a good thing. Make it concise. Let's see. Yeah, and you can see that context is 92.9% full. If you need only one text to analyze, then make a setup where you can use exact number of tokens, or like so, or about it, that you need. Then you will use the exact amount of resources you will need. If you want long talks with the LLMs, with the long texts, then you will have to use more tokens. But I don't recommend it because it slows down the whole process. So you can see it is totally workable scheme. So you can use 8B model as 3B model. It's totally fine. Let's make it with 14B model. So I'm cleaning all up. So no tokens, no memory, and adding fee 4. First, about the purpose of life. And let's check what resources will it use. 30 gigabytes of RAM and 15 gigabytes or maybe even 16 gigabytes of VRAM. So let's check how fast it works. Okay, it has finished. As you can see, it is much longer than previous models, and this is almost twice as big as previous one, so it's 14 billion parameters. Let's try big text, and let's try to make it like bigger context length, up to 3000. No, it's not possible. Okay, let's make it 1600 and upload the text as is, but it's 25,000 parameters, and let's see, it will use the part of the text that would be available. Let's see how much memory it will use. Pretty good size of memory. It uses 17 gigabytes of VRAM. You can see its base is 2 gigabytes because my OBS takes about 2 gigabytes of VRAM. And here you can see that it uses now 48, and the base memory is 16 gigabytes, so it's 32 gigabytes of RAM for this model with the maximum context length. So let's paste the text and make it concise. Keep the dates. Concise, keep the dates, okay. Oh, cool. It just refuses to analyze the text. That's not bad. I think in fact it's good. So it even doesn't use context at all. That's good. Okay, I will try to cut it to make it like 16. Let's see. 17, no. It is still bigger than needed. Okay. Other models just did what they could. They ignored that the context length was too much. This one tells us that it is too much. Okay. I think I should clear all. Okay, like this. It should work. Okay, so I think this model made exactly what I asked. Though it needed more time, but it is much more important that the language model does what it should. So I choose this 14B model, so it requires a lot of RAM and almost all of my VRAM, about 18 gigabytes. So if you are not streaming, you may be it may be enough for you to have 20 gigabytes of VRAM, or even 18 if you have this shared GPU memory. But when it uses shared GPU memory, it starts to work very or I'd say extremely slow. So I don't recommend you using models that will use your shared memory, so something that will exceed your GPU memory. So it is this 70 billion, I will show you now, 70 billion llama. I will load it with base parameters. Okay, it's loaded, and it uses 16 gigabytes of VRAM and about 29 gigabytes of the RAM. So it's in this case, with this context length, it is fine. It should work. So let's ask it, what is the purpose of life in general? Let's see how fast will it answer. Okay, as you see, it works, but it works pretty slow, and I think if you need such model, and you see, I'm not even trying to make it context length to maximum, so to 131,000 tokens. That's because it will require, I've tested it, it will require 80 gigabytes of VRAM and about 80 gigabytes of RAM. And in this case, my VRAM won't fit it, and it will be using shared GPU memory. It means it will work extremely slow, so it's just impossible to work like this. So I think that if you have, like me, one GPU, even if you have a lot of RAM like me, you won't be able to utilize such 70 billion parameters